Bigbossjock radio show. Listeners are encouraged to rise up, confront the U.S. government, liberate the Confederate States of America. The Alamo, placed as the Capitol. Assessment, episode 61. Video clip posted by NBC News entitled Watch Live, Trump Participates in Immigration and Border Security Round Table. Posted April 5, 2019. Airtime 52 minutes 2 seconds. Before beginning, make a mention there's a court date, May 23rd, being charged with 2 felonies, facing years imprisonment. One of the charges is the Redding Police Department, Redding, California, feels I gave them false information. Upon being pulled over at 4:45 in the morning, was asked for my name, stated my birth name, along with federal status. Placed with the U.S. Secret Service since 1988. Redding Police Department's very aware who I am. One of their officials monthly cashes the check made out to my birth name. Denied health benefits. Denied any type of accreditation for anything, and it is my person, along with my birth name, achieved. Denied. The Redding Police Department conceals my identity. Does not allow me to be anything other than the auxiliary name. Jean Paul Martineau. Held at indigent level. Can't afford a lawyer. Being charged with 2 felonies. I'd appreciate some assistance. Anyone see that knife on my hip? That's the other charge. 8-inch knife. Placed in a sheath. On the belt. A rope tied to the knife. The rope and the knife given back to me through the possessions claim at the Redding Police Department upon a release from a short detainment. Arrested. Disrupting the peace. A 50-watt megaphone. After 5 days of protest, it was okay at 4:30 in the afternoon for an hour. They, couldn't have the 11, I believe it was 11:45 in the morning, that protest. So they came out and decided to not acknowledge my federal status and arrest me. I let them know. I am a U.S. federal agent. They're aware I'm a U.S. federal agent. That's why they didn't appear in court. They knew I was going to petition for a habeas corpus hearing to establish identity. Well, misdemeanor, that didn't, and a misdemeanor due to protesting didn't tarnish my image. Now being charged with a felony, well, the Redding Police Department, even less, is suspected of doing anything wrong, even though a protest has been going on for over 2 years. Over a year of it on their doorstep, over 2 years of it on the streets they patrol. They know very well who I am. They're U.S. DIA operators. Daily mask wearers, a multitude. Allowed to usurp all other U.S. law by invoking at will U.S. national security. I'd appreciate some assistance. Anyone notice that knife? Every change of the light, back, forth, right there on the hip. Quite clear, that rope. Also, was exposed under the shirt. Quite upsetting, that same attire was worn inside their office. When given back was the knife, though the other artifacts weren't given back, such as the recorder nor the signs, hand billboards, nor the megaphone. No documentation. They're allowed to take my possessions and not acknowledge they have my possessions. If I were to do something like that, I'd face prosecution. When the police department behaves in such a way, well, I don't know, they receive another commendation on a page of the paper for doing their tremendous work out there serving the public, supposedly. What kind of service? Able to sexually assault the citizenry? Not held accountable? Not subjected to any type of oversight? And furthermore, abuse their authority in placing charges? When after 5 months that knife was worn on their doorstep? Quite offensive, their actions. That of the Reading Police Department. I'd appreciate some assistance. May 23rd, 8:30 in the morning, Shasta County Superior Court, Division 2, Redding, California. Any U.S. federal agents? Take a look at those pages. Currently being hosted on the website, the Real Conspiracy Forum. Hundreds of pages. Maybe some local law enforcement. Part of the investigations that were halted. Turned cold case files. U.S. National Security halted the investigations. U.S. DIA operators, shadow identities. Their person never held accountable. Put on another mask, pretend it never happened, until again, acted the same. Due to that type of behavior when someone has a mental sickness, repeats. They suffer from dissociative identity disorder. They wear a mask. They pretend they're someone they're not. And it's not as if occasionally, some of them never go without the mask. Very few people have ever seen them without their mask on. They don't know how to act. They're not sure who they are. I mean, they are in the moment. Who are they actually? Well, the other, and the other, and the other. Are they ever the core? Well, once in a while, but not with the others. Everything's an act. Such as what does the U.S. president? Similar act. Daily mask wearer. Time to wake up. Begin to realize the U.S. government is being led by such people. Daily mask wearers. 35 minutes, 16 seconds. Note it should be, are so many details, muffled sounds, computer-generated rubbish, action of hands, body movement, tied to the dialogue, that many things aren't being noted. I mean, it would take page upon page to note everything that's going on during the production. Though, what is covered are the highlights. As they begin to learn how to assess, become an analyst, take it upon themselves. Note the trickery that's going on. There's many details. Note that the movements aren't genuine. So what would be the reason for those movements? Tied to those words at that time being stated. Begin to understand how to assess. And more than anything, to make known there is more going on. More subliminal code, though what is covered are the highlights. 35 minutes, 37 seconds. Statement by the what's termed Border Patrol instead of U.S. Border Patrol official. Quote, that affects national security. Ridiculous, analyst assessment. Ridiculous amount of disrespect. How is schooled U.S. president? Sounds as if bake sale going on next week. Who's going to bring refreshments? How about the condiments? Higher level at a Boy Scout meet would show more respect towards hierarchy members, chain of command establishment, or else a parent would get upset. Dawn acts part of child, schooled by the others, senior member in the group, computer generated, nearly everything in the production. Not genuine, been modified. Turnabout of the agent, made to look a certain way. Doesn't move naturally. Moves computer generated as if a video game cop. Can walk as a cop. Light placed to the butt of the gun. Gun in the holster on the hip of the official. Computer generated, highlighted on the end of the butt. Highlighted guns visible are in the room. Any moment, quick draw, be a quick drop. Moment other, gone is dawn. How could it happen? Who lowered the security? Previously was clearly announced. Earlier in the conference. Stated. Only U.S. Secret Service have guns nearby allowed. Are the only ones. Announced in the very conference. Boldly stated comments. Don't coincide with ethics, protocol of command, nor meets protocol of mutual respect. Everyone's armed. Stated, noted. What's going on, listener, is the computer-generated dialogue. It's a sleight of hand. They're using trickery. They're outright saying what normally wouldn't be accepted. Though the way the statement's being worded, the viewer accepts what normally wouldn't happen as usual because of the intonation, the use of you, being instructed what to do, associated with the group, considered self one more of we, continue to receive the conditioning. Don't ask to themselves, well, why is it that the one being termed chief of the U.S. Border Patrol, Gloria, Chief Chavez, has a gun on her hip, right there next to the U.S. President? When another official noted, clearly, that is not customary, but it was tied to a joke, sleight of hand, tied to the body of the other male next to him, well, just down the row a bit, him admiring the compañero. And who is he? He's the comrade? No, he's not. He's that. He's the associate worker at the U.S. Border Patrol, admired by another male. The size of his arms, termed guns. Tied the statement to the issue of normally guns aren't usually around the U.S. president other than U.S. Secret Service, who are there to protect the commander-in-chief. Well, it was placed in jest, and the viewer accepts. Oh, it's usual. Everyone has guns around the U.S. president. He's non-significant. He's about to perish. Due to the lower security. And then when the event happens with a computer-generated dialogue, how did it happen? How did it happen? How was there not the security? Where was the lapse? Well, it was announced. Normally, usually guns aren't allowed, and well, the guns weren't pointed out, but everyone seems to have a gun on their hip in the room. And if it's not on their hip, it's in the shoulder holster. The impression given. Where's the gun placed on the dark suit wearer at the bottom of the screen? The recently arrived from Central America or Southern Mexico, one of the family members of the other in the Border Patrol. About to be an agent or just became? He wears the attire of a federal agent in Mexico. Doing the recon photos. Getting ready for the computer-generated assassination. 35 minutes, 56 seconds. Border Patrol official stated, quote, that's an increase of 400%. Canned lectures. 1 plus 3 does sum to 4. Doesn't need the math lesson. Shouldn't be informed. Such a manner, talked down to, explained. About gone is the U.S. presidency. About to be removed. U.S. government replaced by China. Perhaps China with Mexico. Probably group in some others. Conglomerate of countries, emboldened to give the orders. Authorities over the former U.S. territory. Due to that debt, soon to be announced, just couldn't do it. No more money. Just couldn't do it. Bankrupt. 35 minutes, 53 seconds. Because the U.S. citizen sure is being conditioned to accept that Yankee USA is a nation that can't. 35 from their leader, the commander-in-chief, with a computer-generated place dialogue. The listener should be just furious that they have been deceived in such a way. Understand! That dialogue is placed by the USDIA with the intent to take away the nation. Continue to be complacent. Well, await what's next, and that's being ushered into the underground. Gun confiscation, whether they're above or under, doesn't matter. Gun confiscation. Carried out, enforced by the police state. 35 minutes, 53 seconds. Oh, the solution? Get out there. Kick off the revolution. Liberate the Confederate States of America. The Alamo, placed as the capital. 35 minutes, 53 seconds. Border Patrol official. What we are seeing is minors being exploited. Hand with camera, popped up at the center bottom. Entered the screen. Focuses on Dawn. Sweeps as covers. Entire group of Dawn. Doesn't film Gloria. Onwards. Significance is Dawn. Gloria is seated next to Dawn, known as Chief Gloria of the U.S. Border Patrol, though term Border Patrol. Significance is Dawn. Included group of Dawn. Homeland Security, Nation of America, exploits as well as implants children. Phrase matched when camera focused along with swept. 35 minutes, 58 seconds. Camera person took the shot, the one at the bottom of the screen. Took the shot. Stalled it down, snapped the picture. Have a miss there. Yeah. Snapped the picture, subconscious, took the shot. Suspect in assassination, another time takes recon photos. Has been already mentioned. Focused on the U.S. president. His attire doesn't match the others, as if is an invite. Recent arrived family member of what's termed Border Patrol. Not part of ours when mentioned by Dawn. About to be gone. USDIA with a yellow spot on the flag behind Dawn. Christchurch shooters video. USDIA. Same computer generation. Staged. Look at the safety yellow all through the video. Pages written, similar type of assessment for those who care to give a read. Can view the pages on the Real Conspiracy Forum. 36 minutes. Oh, stalled. I see. He stalled with the camera. Slowed down a bit. Then snapped the picture, meaning focused in. The sniper from afar, about to take the shot. Recon. 30. Computer generated. USDIA placed. Play on the psyche of the ones who view. 36 minutes, 10 seconds. Statement made the official. Minors implanted into these fake families. Intent is to condition acceptance minors receive implants. Children nor youth are termed implanted when placed into a family unit. Child could be inserted, placed into the family. Child could be placed with a family. Child could be assigned. Child could be recruited. Child could be used for cover. Taken in by adults. together pose as family units should be termed illegitimate family units. Fake family is so that the listener does not have respect for what is the family unit. Inappropriate is to tie such a word to something that should have importance. Family. That should have another meaning. Nothing to do with fake. When such a situation is occurring where children are being used as cover, that term should be illegitimate family units. The intention of the programmer, have the viewer not respect what is family. 36 minutes, 21 seconds. 36 minutes, 21 seconds, statement made official. What's more troubling is these children range from a 9-month infant to a 14-year-old. Analytical thinking. Count the numbers. Imagine the individual that has been affected, the 14-year-old versus the 9-month-old. They need to imagine, process the information, associates the numbers, analytical thinking. 36 minutes, 28 seconds. We'll be in the next episode. Our one only God, He helps me do this rhyme, line by line. I do give my thanks, along with gratitude, for our Father in heaven. This is the Bigbossjock, momentarily signing off.